Hi guys, welcome back to another book review. Today we're going to talk about Amid Crimson Ashes. This one is a standalone in the Immortal Accords series. This one is by Anna Hawke. You know, we have gone back. You can see that I have done a couple book reviews and I have another one coming up because this one is a standalone, but she did release book 8 recently. I just haven't reviewed it yet for you guys on social media. It's up on my Goodreads, but it's not released on social media yet. So let's talk about this one. This one is a standalone. You can read it as a standalone. I'm going to say if you decide, if you read this series, if you are someone who reads this series, even if you decide to read book 8, maybe read this one before book 8 because this, I feel like this one really, she knew what she was doing putting this one out before she put book 8 out, because it really plays into, it kind of gives you a peek at the character that we're getting to know in book 8, kind of, and then some of the characters are pulled from this one in book 8. So I just want to say, if you're into this series and you're just like, oh, I'll just read book 8, I don't need to read the standalone, go ahead and check out the standalone. Or if you're like, well, I just want to read book 8 as a standalone, do yourself a favor and pick up this one too. I mean, it isn't going to hurt. You don't have to. But if you like paranormal romance, then for sure going to check this one out. This one goes more on, as you know, this whole series has a whole bunch of like paranormal creatures going on and all. This one is going to have to do with more magic abilities and a vampire. And so obviously you think there's going to be a little bit of romance, a little going on. The biggest thing I'm going to say about this paranormal romance, we know the paranormal romance genre tends to be spicier. Anna Hawke's books are not spicy. They have an adult relationship. They are very adult relationships. The conversations, the situations, they are all very adult relationships and the characters are adult. But she managed to do that and get the emotion in without having the spice, which, I'm sorry, that's actually not an easy task. There's sometimes that I don't even like to read some books that don't have spice because I feel like they fail to really portray that these are adult characters in adult situations. But she really does, and that's why I don't have to have spice, but we know I'm a spice lover. I don't mind reading her books. Actually, I really enjoy reading her books. As you see it, you can go back and I keep reading every time she releases an arc out. I'm there on it. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to read this. I'm picking up. Even though her books are clean, I still love them, like I said, because they are very adult relationships. But there's not spice. And I know not everybody appreciates spice. I know some of the people who listen to my reviews do not appreciate spice. So I just wanted to make sure to iterate that. It's clean enough that you could let someone younger read it. They may not get the full aspect of the adult relationship, but it's not going to be inappropriate enough that they're going to be like, oh my God, and shocked. Like, it's not. Its spice level is more appropriate to, like, let me be honest, it's a young adult spice level. It is a young adult spice level, but with adult relationships. That's just the best way to put these books. And you know what? She filled that niche. I'm going to say this. You're going to hear me say this again. That is a niche that was not filled in the paranormal romance area, and she definitely stepped in and filled that niche. Now, anyways, I'm rambling. Let's get back to what the book's actually about. So the vampire stumbles upon this girl with some abilities, and they obviously are going to have some emotions. She's trying to work through her own trauma of what happened. She was involved in a very devastating situation of losing her family, so she's got to work through that. And I mean, obviously there's more stuff going to happen, but if you want to know more, you're going to have to read it to find out, because I'm not going to tell you. Anyways, so I just want to say on this one, like I said, it's great. She keeps her books pretty quick. Her books are not super long books, so they don't ever drag, because she does keep her books pretty well in, like, she doesn't make them drag. Her books are not so long that they drag, but they're not so short that you feel like you don't get to really know the characters. She does really great lengths on her books, so I just want to make sure that you know that this is not going to be a super long book. It's not going to be a super short book. It's right in the between, in the middle. And like I said, vampires, some magic abilities, and if you have checked out this world, then go ahead and check it. If you have not checked out this world, then I'm going to say to you, start out book 1. If you love paranormal romance, but yet you don't want the spice and you're sick of reading everything spicy, which we know that's not me. I am a spicy girl. But if there's people out there that they want a good book that's not spicy, this one definitely is going to meet that need. So, amazing paranormal romance, great author. She does a beautiful job writing. I really enjoy her books. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then go ahead and check it out, because I love her work and I think you just might too.